Hey, let me show you some cool thing that I made on this old Apple IIe. Well, this is an emulator, but okay, so this is a flight simulator. And it's probably the worst flight simulator ever made. And why is that interesting? Well, I'll show you in a second. But first, look at the features of this software. So I'm controlling it with the joystick, and I have a heading and an altitude at the bottom. So you have 1,000 feet, flying at a heading of 340, 350. I'm gaining altitude. Let me push the nose down. Now I'm losing altitude. And if I bank, I lose altitude even faster. So I'm turning right, turning left. And then if you exceed the bank angle, you crash, quite literally. And let's take a look at the code. That's the interesting part, isn't it? So what do we have here? This is it. This is the code for a flight simulator. Probably the crudest flight simulator ever made. And it's, if you want to decipher it, it's the H here is a floating point number because it has no floating point indicator. This is the FP math package called AppleSoft Basic. So floating point basic for the Apple IIe. And the heading is a floating point number, but everything else is integers. So the A is altitude, and X is a point on the screen, left-hand side of the screen, and Z is a point on the right-hand side of the screen. So it's just the one dimension of how high up on the screen the point is, and then a line is drawn using hplot to render a line between those 2 points. And so the point is controlled by the joystick, and then the altitude and heading are figured out based on the movement of those points. And that gives you a basic flight simulator. But basic in more than one ways, because this is written in BASIC, and it's a 5-liner, and I think it's a pretty impressive amount of lifting that this small amount of code is doing. So I'm a little proud of it, and I just wanted to share it with you. So let me run it again, and there you go. So there's some cool stuff going on in the code as far as the rendering to make it less flickery. Believe it or not, this is less flickery, but the point of it is to limit the amount of time that the line is drawn black, because you have to erase the line that you just drew to draw a new line in a new position. And so if you minimize the amount of time that it's black versus white, it's less flickery. So there's some clever code going on in order to make it actually run at a this is a decent frame rate for this computer. This is a decent frame rate, using basic code. Like if I wrote this in assembly language, it would run off the charts fast. But yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. Let me crash by just, I guess that would be a stall crash. I just stalled, crashed. The program crashed the plane. So that's all there is to it. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.